What's good? What's good? What's happening, everybody? All right, we got Baltimore tomorrow. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough, but at the end of the day, we're going to come in battle. I got my boy Chris, the Protect the Shield podcast. He's in Baltimore. He's going to be there for the
Yes,
game,
sir.
man. It's going to be exciting. We just hashed it up just for a second right before we jumped on, and he's got VIP service over there. That's what I'm seeing so far.
That's how we doing, man. That's how we doing it.
People running for bottle openers and everything. I love it. Got that crown ready.
Let's get it. Let's
How you
get it,
doing,
man.
man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm blessed, man. Just had my live with my brothers with TRS, man. So we're just kind of doing a little preview of the game, but I'm just excited, man. The atmosphere out here is cool. Everybody's been cool. Had a night on the town last night, so I'm ready, man. I'm something feels different. I feel like I don't know if it's just the atmosphere. I'm hoping that we're going to get this W, man.
Yeah, man. And it's going to be a hard fought battle, right? And we're
Oh
going to
my
jump
God,
into it.
yeah.
Our guy Severe, he's going to be joining us in just a second. He's got, I think he's got his kid's football game, so he's rushing in. And so, but as soon as he gets in here, we're going to have him jump on as well. But yeah, it's going to be a battle. We're going to jump into the injury report for a second, just kind of see what that looks like. We're going to talk about offense, defense, just kind of keys to, any concerns that we have. Obviously, we have a lot of concerns coming off of that Chargers game, especially on the offensive side, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about just kind of some of the things that we want to see happen on this offensive defensive side that can help us potentially pitch this upset. And I'll tell you right now, if we upset the Ravens, it's going to be the upset of the week, potentially the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we got to come out and we got to make sure we smack somebody in the mouth. And so, Kat, I appreciate you guys rolling through. Billy Davis, you're up in here. I appreciate you. Robert Penna, what's going on? Leo, hey, you guys were rolling strong with your TRS show, man. So I appreciate you rolling through and pulling up. And Sergio, what's going on, man? I appreciate you. Let's beat the Ravens 100%. We're going to be about this. And so we'll jump into this real quick. Let me go ahead and we're going to add this to the screen. So we're going to go through the injury report real quick for you guys, just kind of see how we line up and lock in for tomorrow. Obviously, Antonio Pierce came up on the podium a couple days ago and said Tyree Wilson, he's out. He didn't even hesitate. He said Tyree Wilson out. And here's my biggest thing is, do we think that that's going to essentially hurt us with Tyree Wilson not being in the building and playing on that field on Sunday for tomorrow? Chris, what's your take on that? Do you think against this Ravens defense, do you think it's going to hurt us a little bit not having Tyree Wilson out on the field?
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Yeah,
Chris,
honestly,
VIP service. I like it.
I know.
I
That's
like
my
it.
guy right there. But no, I honestly I think that Tyree, he's a good athlete. I think, we were kind of talking before. He has good length. He has a skill set that could be helpful when playing someone like Lamar. However, me personally, it's his motor that bothers me. So even if, our new guy that we just signed, he may not have some of the gifts that Tyree has, but he's going to be a guy that can set the edge. And, I just don't know if Tyree would have been too much of a factor. So to be honest, I'm not losing no sleep about not having him out there, to be quite honest. How do you feel about it?
So the only thing that I am concerned about is one, this was the matchup I was looking forward to when Malcolm Koonce was healthy. Like this was going to be the matchup that I think could set the table for what this defense really could be. You're going to go against probably the best dual threat quarterback in the league. And I wanted to see this front four, this pass rush kind of get after him. And as soon as Malcolm Koonce went down, I looked at week 2 and I was like, crap. Like I want to see it happen. Now here's my only thing is my biggest thing is I think Tyree Wilson is going to struggle. I just don't see him being or living up to that top 7 pick. I just don't see it. And so for me, the only thing that I am concerned about is our ability to have the depth to chase Lamar Jackson around the field. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, for
we're going
sure, for sure.
to
Mhm.
we find ourselves overtime the field with the offense. I think we're going to get. I think that our defensive line is going to need a pretty solid rotation, and that's the only reason Tyree Wilson could have helped us in this game
I'm good.
is basically making sure that Tyree Wilson could get in there, maybe get 10 to 15 snaps on defense and help chase this Lamar Jackson down.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he was going to do a great job, but you just need a bigger athletic body that's going to be able to rotate with an Adam Butler, with a John Jenkins, even just give Janarius Robinson a quick breather
that's
and
true.
jump on. And if you could teach Tyree Wilson just to kind of maintain his position,
Gap integrity, man.
that's it.
Gap integrity. Yeah,
You
that's
know
a
what
good
I'm
point.
saying?
That's a good
And
point.
so go ahead.
No, because and honestly, that you bring up John Jenkins, it's like, how much will he even play this game? I mean, I know you kind of need him when you think about Derrick Henry and stuff like that, but when you're trying to really contain a Lamar, you almost do need to go lighter. So you almost want that NASCAR package where someone like Tyree would have been pretty good at. So no, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But and that's the thing is, I think John Jenkins will get his playing time, but you obviously you have to see what personnel Ravens
Come
bring
out
onto the
in. Yep.
field, right? Like if they stick to that double tight end set, that 12 personnel look, if they're bringing an extra fullback because they have a fullback on the roster, you're going to
Yeah.
want a bigger body because obviously Derrick
Yeah.
Henry ain't a small human being. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah. Yeah.
you want to match. And one thing I saw last week was they saw in the second half Divine Diablo was struggling, and so they brought in Isaiah Palomau. They brought in um, Nate Hobbs to play next to Spillane at times,
Hmm.
and it wasn't even in clear passing situations. It was
Yeah.
on a 2nd and 3, a 2nd and 4, and so you know that's where I'm concerned is that Tyree Wilson, if he was in, he'd give some of these guys breathers, and we still have some athleticism on the field just to influence potentially what Lamar Jackson can do. And so, yeah, we're gonna keep diving into more of the injury report real quick. But again, salute to the chat. Everybody's coming through. Brian Rodriguez, what's going on? Hey man, we're gonna talk about. I don't know if we'll talk about quarterbacks on this one, but definitely stick around with us. Keep following us because we'll talk about quarterbacks now. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I said
Yeah.
this on a video that I put out a couple weeks ago after the Chargers game. I'll
Right.
talk about quarterbacks and who I think is NFL ready, but I ain't talking about quarterbacks for us because if we're talking about quarterbacks, then that means that we're going to pick top 5 and we're going to have a horrible season. I don't want to have a
Right.
horrible season. I ain't
Right.
going there yet. All right. So,
Right. Right.
but again, Turf, what's going on, man? I appreciate you rolling through. D Menace, man. What's good with you? Severe, he's going to be rolling through with us here in shortly. So, guys, watch out for him. He's going to be coming through. But all you guys, depending on where you're viewing from, go hit up Chris at the Protect the Show podcast. Make sure wherever you're viewing from, hit that thumbs up, and then go make sure you subscribe to everybody on here. We would definitely appreciate it. Gunsmoke, what's going on, man? I appreciate you rolling through. And then, sorry, D Menace, salute to you. I forgot if I said it, but I appreciate you rolling through. And Walt, what's good, man? Appreciate you coming through. Boss Raider, I appreciate you pulling up as well. Next up, DC Richardson, he's out.
Yeah.
That really hurts our cornerback depth. Obviously, I think Sam Webb is still on the active roster. He was brought up when DCAM ended up having to sit out last week. Looks like he can sit out again. That's going to hurt our depth.
Yeah.
Jackson Powers Johnson, he's basically a game time situation. So, chat, let us know. Do you think, in your opinion, Jackson Powers Johnson, if he's a go, do you think he should step foot on that field, given the fact no training camp, no preseason games, and you're going to go up against one of the best D tackles in the league on Sunday? What are your thoughts on him jumping into the game today, against the Ravens? So, Chris, I'll throw it at you real quick. What are your thoughts? And I'll be honest. I know I just said what I said, but I'm an open book on this a little bit because I'll tell you right now, Cody Whitehair is horrible. So, what are your thoughts on JPJ? Do you want to see him hit the field on Sunday if he's good?
I don't, man. I don't. And I love JPJ. But I just think an example of is like what did we just see with Colton Miller coming back? With no real off season, no real training camp. And he is a veteran. He's a guy that's a veteran. He knows, but he got killed. He got killed the whole game. He wasn't ready. He's not in game shape. So there's a lot going on there. And JPJ, he's a rookie. There's no way I can expect him to come in and make any kind of difference. I love his game. I love his mentality, but honestly, I hate to say it, but I'm still rolling with white hair and Parham and James in the middle. I'm not too excited about it, but that's what we got.
Hey, Walt, real quick, we'll get into kind of what we want to see on the defense a little bit later in the show. We're definitely going to talk about defense, but Severe, I appreciate you rolling up, man. How you doing?
Severe, he ain't got the red hat on, so he mellow today.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Everybody in the chat, hey, make sure you go over to Severe's channel as well. Depending on where you're watching from, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Yeah, Severe, we already touched on Tyree, so you missed all that fun. We're just going over the injury report as it stands right now. We'll get your take real quick. One of the things with Tyree, he's obviously out. My question was, do we think he could have helped at all in this Ravens matchup? The only thing I was concerned about is really the depth on our defensive line, having to chase around Lamar Jackson all game long. If our defense finds themselves on the field a good amount of time, you're going to need some rotation. I'm not saying Tyree Wilson is going to have a massive impact, but if you could have another guy that could rotate in 10, 12 times a game and potentially just have that athleticism to influence Lamar a little bit, I think we might miss him a little bit just because of his athleticism and the potential to rotate him in as a more athletic body because we got to chase him around. What are your thoughts on Tyree? Do you think we're going to miss him at all? Do you think we could have at least used him a little bit in this game?
I mean, from a pure rotational standpoint, just to have extra bodies, I think we'll miss him. This brings me like him trying to defend Lamar Jackson on a scramble. It reminds me of there's a video like maybe a year ago with like Ezekiel Elliott. He was like training in the offseason. He was like running past trash cans.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he was like running past like Tyree. Trying to stop Lamar is akin to those trash cans trying to tackle Ezekiel Elliott. So I don't think he's gonna be, but just as a pure rotational piece, I mean, he's a guy to throw out there. He is he does create an obstacle where you have to move around him.
Yeah,
but, that's about it. He's not gonna like change direction real quick and like make a tackle. He's like
absolutely not.
But he'll make Lamar move. He will clog up some passing lanes because he has long arms, so he does present that obstacle there. But yeah, but just from a pure like you said, it's a numbers game. I'd rather have Tyree out there than like Kayvon Chasen on a week's notice, not even a full week's notice. So from that standpoint, he'll hurt us. But I don't think too much.
I'm with you, man. When you jumped in, we're talking about JPJ. Obviously, he's a game time decision. Yeah. Do you want to see JPJ come through and play this game, given the fact that, one, and I said this right before you jumped on, it's tough because Cody Whitehair is horrible. He's absolute trash. We'll talk about that.
They all are. They all are.
They are, but Cody Whitehair, I thought Dylan Parham was the worst one. I should have went back to my gut instinct. Cody Whitehair is bad.
Andre James.
805 has a special type of dislike for Cody Whitehair, man.
Your hate for Eichenberg is my hate for Cody Whitehair. But given the fact that he's gonna potentially go up against one of the best defensive tackles in the league, do you want to see him thrown into the fire this week against the Ravens, against a really strong interior front?
Not this week, man. And just because I would like for him to get at least another week of practice with the first unit, and then you can put him out there. I think the guy, I always call him Derek Willis for some reason, but Derek Brown, I think he's out for the Panthers. So I think that may be a little bit more of a favorable matchup for him next week if he remains out. This week is a tough week. His first week back, he hasn't practiced in a long time. This unit hasn't practiced together in a long time. So, I just give him one more week. Give him one more week.
I'm with you. It's so hard to throw a rookie in there without any really. I think he was limited to start the week, and then he had full full participation. So I'm with you. That's gonna be a tough call. Next up, your boy Tommy Eichenberg. He's gonna be active. He's gonna be coming out. He's gonna be coming out the woodwork, Severe, just for you.
I hope he ball. I hope he ball tomorrow. I hope he ball out.
Tommy Eichenberg will not see not a single defensive snap.
Oh,
he will not see a single.
I don't agree.
Tommy Eichenberg is the white Isaiah Ekajuba. He is the white Isaiah. He will be a special teams maven. But he will not say, all right, like this Miles Burris reincarnation, this Tyler Brayton. Now he's smaller than Tyler Brayton, but he's not quite as big as Tyler Brayton. But yeah, if he sees a single snap on defense, we're in some trouble. It means something is going horribly wrong. Horribly wrong.
Hey, it just means the Diablo just ain't working out. Let's put that.
Oh man.
Well, you're saying, come on, JPJ is the next great guard. I think so. We're not debating on whether or not he's going to be the next great guard. We're debating on
he's not ready yet
to start him against one of the best defensive tackles in the league with extremely limited time, practice time. I mean, no training camp, no preseason, nothing. Do you just throw him in now? Could you rotate him in to kind of get a feeler out there? 100%. I think I don't have a problem rotating him in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know if you throw him in with all that, with everything on his shoulders. And so, again, we're not debating on whether or not he's going to be great. We're just debating on, is today the time?
Is my guy Chris over here? Is you two drinking it? Yeah, I saw a glass of Corona.
Oh yeah.
He's on it. He's on. He's ready.
Sure.
Oh yeah. We doing it. We doing it.
You must think Eichenberg's going to play. Then it started already. He started drinking early.
What up, Rundown?
Yeah, what's going on, Rundown? I appreciate everybody else coming through the chat. I appreciate you. My 2 cents, man. You're coming through. I appreciate you. Cool, Kev. What's going on? Say what's up again, everybody. Make sure hit that like button wherever you're at, wherever you're viewing. Make sure my channel, Real Talk Raider Nation. You got Chris over at Protect the Shield podcast, and you got Severe over at The Severe Raider. Make sure you guys go hit that like button, and also make sure you subscribe to everybody. We appreciate everybody rolling through.
Diablo.
And so,
yeah, man, it's my son, Cool Kev. He always has jokes in the chat. Don't worry, man. I'll play catch with you later. I'll play catch with you later, Cool Kev. All right, I promise. I went to get some smokes. I never came back. He's heard about it because I don't even smoke. That's why.
No other surprises on the list. We're pretty clean there. Nothing too crazy. And so, what I'm going to do is we're gonna jump back in. I'm gonna switch up the background a little bit. So Severe's up here. All right, so let's get into basically the offensive side of the ball. Let's touch on the offense first. And here's my biggest thing is obviously the concerns is offensive line. But let's touch on that first. What are your biggest concerns? What do you want to see the most improvement on the offensive side of the ball? All right, so Severe, I'm gonna throw it to you first. What do you want to see on the offense? What do you think we need to do in order to have the best chance of success to overtake this Ravens defense?
So ideally, I think we have to establish some threat of running the ball, right? We have to do something to establish some kind of threat of running the ball. But I think we have to pass. I think we have a plethora of playmakers in terms of pass catchers, whether that be Devontae, whether it be Jacoby, whether it be Trey Tucker, whether it be Brock Bowers, whether it be Michael Mayer. I think we have to utilize those guys, especially with them being down a guy like Nate Wiggins. I think you have to take advantage of the pass catchers that you have. There's going to be a lot of attention on Brock. There's going to be a lot of attention on Michael Mayer as well. You know, like they targeted him early in that game as well. And no, I was about to say San Diego, but no, Los Angeles, essentially they had Colson on him the whole time, making sure that he wasn't a guy that hurt him. So with all that attention on those guys, especially after the kind of game that Brock had last week, you pull those safeties up, and then I think you can take some shots deep.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you got to take some risks. Obviously, calculated risk, but you got to take some risks against this Ravens defense. You got to make sure that you get to their side of the field. You got to play that field position game. You got to make sure that you have those momentum changer type of plays, which you really didn't see against week 1. So, Chris, I'll throw it to you, man. What do you want to see on offense? What do you want to see kind of out of our offensive squad? Let's talk about whether it be running game or quarterback. Severe just touched on the running game, but specifically out of the passing game. What do you want to see out of the passing game? Do you think we need to take shots downfield?
Yeah, so me personally, I want to see Getsy fully understand and acknowledge our offensive line is not up to par. And that is an understatement. So, you know, he's going to have to do things to help out the line, like whether it's screens and, you know, roll in the pocket and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't want to see just more of the same. Like, I just don't want to see our linemen just getting beat up all game. Like, you have to you got to get creative, and, you know, that aggression that defensive line is going to have, we got to use it against them. Whatever we can do to slow them down. I would expect to see a lot of screens and stuff like that. I also would like to see them spread it out more. You know, I don't want to see too much 12 personnel for the most part. I want to spread them out. Make Roquan go out there and guard, you know, Brock Bowers or something, or put Madison or Abdullah in motion, and where it's, you know, maybe even some empty sets and stuff. Spread them out. You know, don't give that defense a chance to really bully our offensive line. You know, we got to get the ball out quickly. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just don't want to see more of the same, but just purely getting bullied. That's not the Raider way, and I was embarrassed watching how that happened.
So here's my thing is if we talk specifically about the offensive line, the one thing that I'm going to be honestly pissed about is if James Craig does not prepare for Cody Whitehair, for some of these interior offensive linemen to absolutely basically shit the bed and not perform, if he doesn't have some sort of backup plan, right? Whether it's Andres Pete come in at guard. You basically had an entire week to understand that Cody Whitehair is not the guy. Andre James, he was real shaky. All right. Dylan Parham played a little bit better than I initially thought he did, but at the same time, it was still shaky with him. And I'm not saying switch up Dylan Parham just yet. I think he still needs to stay. I think we need to play him there. My biggest concern, obviously, is Cody Whitehair, but like, be prepared. Whether it's Andres Pete, because he had experience playing guard. He had one of his Pro Bowl seasons playing guard. I understand that he's up there in age, but Cody Whitehair is up there in age as well.
Yes.
Have a backup plan. If it is JPJ, okay. As long as you think, if you think JPJ is the guy, whatever. But have a backup plan. Whether it could have been DJ Glaze. You know, try DJ Glaze down at a guard. I understand it's kind of short notice and trying to switch things around, but have some sort of backup plan to Cody Whitehair. And so one of the things that I want to see, and we'll go back to this question real quick. This might be a deep one, and maybe I'm going to get this point real quick, and then Jack Henry, we're going to get to this comment. I want to see more RPOs out of this offense. We didn't see a lot last week.
Yeah.
You know, RPOs, if you can hit 2, maybe 3 of them in the first quarter, where you hit kind of Trey Tucker on a quick seam, you know, you fake that handoff, you hit Trey Tucker, that naturally helps extend those linebackers. It gets them out the box. It naturally blocks another defender, because that defender now needs to hold his position just that split second longer, and now he's delayed to get to that run. I want to see more RPOs. If we can get more RPOs into this game plan and actually hit some of these slot receivers. And now these defenders have to respect some of the slot receivers, even like a Brock Bowers, right? Just put him in the slot, move him out, or even put him at that H-back where he's kind of offset outside the tackle, maybe outside of a double tight end set. You know, you put him and Michael Merrill on one side, just put him through the seam, and you kind of hit those RPOs a couple times. That naturally holds linebackers. Good point. That helps out the run game. It also helps out the offensive line because now you can be more delayed to get to, because that was one of the things that Cody Whitehair, even Dylan Parham really struggled at, is doubling down on the defensive line and then getting to their linebacker in the zone scheme. Yeah. They struggle with just getting to the second level in that zone scheme. So if you can hold that outside linebacker or those offset linebackers just for that split second longer, that's going to help out your offensive line. So hit some of those RPOs. Jack Kenna, he said it last show, but do we regret re-signing Josh Jacobs? I got my quick answer to that, but Chris, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Of course we regret it. Of course. Absolutely regret it, because if we had a running back that averaged 5.3 yards per carry this last game, we probably would have won. And I know Samir's about to say, don't let Samir fool you and act like the numbers don't matter. 5.3 is 5.3. Yes, we regret him. You know what? We gave his money to Brandon Faison, ladies and gentlemen. We gave him that money that we could have gave Josh. We gave to Brandon Faison. Damn it! Man. Go ahead, Samir. Go ahead and tell them all these lies.
I think we know what's talking at this point. Chris is showing the screen.
Man. Chris is done. Chris got the crown apple. You got the crown apple. No, we don't regret never signing Josh Jacobs, man. No, Josh Jacobs had two good carries that entire game. Outside of those two carries, he averaged 2.1 yards per carry. So you take away those two inconsequential carries late in the game, and he averages 2.1 yards.
Okay,
it was like J.K. Dobbins, right? We locked J.K. Dobbins up the entire game. At least J.K. Dobbins scored. Josh Jacobs couldn't even get in the end zone. So you know,
here we go.
Like don't let the smooth taste fool you. All right, don't let the 5.3 that's smooth on the stat sheet, but that didn't do anything. Okay, so I think
if we had a running back that averaged 5.3, we're winning that game.
Let's do this. Here's my thing. Is I'm not pissed that I'm a big running back, or Chris, you kind of brought this on to me, that 1-2 punch, right? I'm more that 1-2 punch type of setup.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. I'm not more or less pissed that we didn't bring in Josh Jacobs. I'm more pissed that we are in this situation with our offensive line. We had plenty of offensive tackles in the draft that we could have gotten early. We could have brought in some quality offensive linemen. Yes, the guard position was a little expensive this year, but at the end of the day, look at our salary cap situation. We have plenty of salary cap to throw around the league right now, and we missed out on a solid potential guard to solidify this interior offensive line. I mean, I'm more pissed off that Tom Telesco put us in this situation. Colton Miller is rehabbing injury from the last season, so you knew that this injury was here. Then you drafted an offensive guard that had concussion issues, and now he's been sitting through all training camp, preseason with a concussion issue. And so you knew this going into it. And this is the situation you put us in. And so I'm more pissed off at Tom Telesco for being in this offensive line situation that we're in. So
I'll go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, I know 805, he's a big fan of the 1-2 punch. I think that is ideal whenever you have a running back situation. If we brought back Josh Jacobs, it's more of a 1-2 buckle my shoe situation where the dude was trash last year. He was trash.
Calm down, man. Calm down.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Then Josh Jacobs' ass home. That's what it is.
The hate is so.
Severe was practicing that for a while.
He couldn't wait. He
He was like, man, I can't wait.
He was in the mirror. That's why he was late. He was in the mirror perfecting that. He was like, I know we're gonna talk about Josh Jacobs. I'm gonna get him with this.
I got lines
was,
written down. You know how dudes got rhyme books? I got lines written down. I
He
got
got-
lines for Tyree. I got lines for Eichenberg.
Eichenberg.
I got lines for all these fools.
As
Wait,
soon as Eichenberg misses that first tackle, here
Oh,
they come.
God.
Here they come.
Oh,
jokes
God.
and jokes and ha ha ha.
Oh, God damn it. Unfazed, man. I appreciate you rolling through, man. Jack Kenna, hopefully we answered your question a little bit on that one. And so, look, outside of just the offensive line play and stuff like that, obviously we need to get our receivers involved. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you want to see more out of Gardner Minshew this game? Do you think that this could be a defining game for him on whether or not he continues to be our quarterback for the rest of the season? So let's talk about Gardner Minshew just a little bit, what he needs to do. What do you want to see happen with his play in this upcoming game? So, Chris, I'll throw this one at you.
Yeah, so with Gardner, I'm not one of those people that want to see him take a whole lot of just deep shots just to do it. No, granted, I believe in, let's take what the defense gives us. I don't want him to be too risky. I mean, however, I do want to make the defense respect, the deep ball as needed. If Tay is one-on-one and you want to go deep, that's fine. I don't want to see him trying to, dot something up, but in between, a small window or anything like that. But I like the game plan we had for Gardner. I mean, to me, that's true West Coast offense, man. You use a short pass as your running game, essentially, especially when you don't have a running back, because we gave our running back to the Packers, so we're kind of out of luck. But but at the end of the day, it's just I still believe in Gardner. I think there's a couple things that he did wrong, but I think overall, I'm not going to sit here and act like he just played a bad game. I think we're going to have to run, or we're going to have to pass the ball more than what people want to do. People act like we're just going to be this ground and pound team. We don't have the personnel to do that. We don't have them up front, and we don't have no one in the backfield that can successfully do that ground and pound that I think AP wanted to do.
Yeah, I agree. Severe, what's your thoughts on Minshew? What do you want to see out of him? And honestly, at the end of the day, what do you want? What do you want to see? What do you want the strategy to be with Gardner Minshew? Right? I mean, he's not this gunslinger that's going to throw the 50 times a game, 60 times a game. We're not expecting 350 yards out of him, but what do you want to see out of him to kind of continue to solidify himself as the starting quarterback?
I mean, I think he played well enough outside of turnovers overall. And I know we pointed to one turnover he had, which, like I said, I went back and I watched the film. Actually, I broke it down on Around the Shield with Big Mike and with Pharaoh. That throw, that's at least 40% Devontae's fault. Like at least 40, possibly more. Possibly more. As a wide receiver, the route he ran, anytime you see that type of off coverage, off top.
Yeah, it's a hitch.
I'm running stop route. Yeah, stop route.
Yeah.
I'm stopping right here, getting the ball for 4 or 5 days. He's an 8-yard cushion,
Exactly.
bro, on first and 10. So I put that on as much as Devontae as I put it on Minshew. So outside of that, outside of the turnovers, the missed field goal, I think he played a good enough game to win. Like more than half of the league didn't throw for 200 yards. And Gardner wasn't included in that half. So I think he played well enough. I would like to see us not air it out a little bit more, but go for a little bit more chunk yardage plays. I think he averaged like 4.5 air yards per attempt, which is obviously not going to get it done. So I would like to see us threaten the middle of the field a little bit more as well. Get our tight ends involved. I know we talked about Hamilton and Roquan Smith. Those guys are tough to beat, but Roquan Smith is like 6'1", 220. Michael Mayer is 6'4", 265. Like that's a matchup I take all day. If I'm Getsy. So just spread the ball out a little bit more. At least take a one or two deep shots, if for nothing else, to show these guys like, what, I will throw it deep. You guys got to account for this, so they can't just sit on everything. But other than that, I mean, I think he played well enough. It wasn't a perfect game, but I think he played well enough for us to win that past game, if not for mistakes.
He did.
My biggest thing is I want to see Gardner Minshew use his legs. He's got to get 2 to maybe 3 first downs with his legs. When we're in 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, help your offensive line out a little bit, right? Create some time, extend the play, and then kill him with your legs a little bit. That's what I want to see. I think in the offseason, Gardner Minshew didn't win this, didn't just completely win the quarterback battle, right? There was still so much debate on whether or not AOC won it or Gardner Minshew. I think Gardner Minshew won it because he's more mobile. He can open up, gets his playbook a little bit, and he's a veteran, right? We're going against a good Chargers defense. We're going against a solid Ravens defense to start the season. And so you bring in that veteran to kind of understand those situations. Last week, didn't see his legs as much as I wanted to see. And so he's got to extend the plays. Secondly, Severe, to your point, 100%. I want to see deep shots. We got to go deep. I think that has to do with the offensive line. If you watch the game film from last week, I don't know if Luke Getsy didn't want to – I don't think he had the confidence in us going deep. I didn't see a lot of deep routes. And I think it was because Luke Getsy had no confidence. I mean, if you look at some of those 3rd and long plays, we ran receiver screens in 3rd and 11. That tells me that you have no confidence in this offensive line actually sustaining their blocks to allow those receivers to get open deep. So what I want to see out of Luke Getsy is help your offensive line out. You don't have to roll Minshew out, but shift the pocket a little bit. Instead of just straight drop backs all day long where those defensive linemen pin their ears back and they know where you're going to be, they understand the point you're going to be at in your drop, start to shift that offensive line. You can quarter roll him. You don't need to roll him completely out. Just shift it to where now it's a more deeper point of contact from that opposite defensive end or even that opposite defensive tackle, right? Just shift the pocket, give him that extra half a second to a second to throw that ball and get those receivers open. So I just want to see Luke Getsy get a little more creative when you drop Minshew back. Shift that pocket a little bit, allow him to see a little bit more of the field because you got to remember, Minshew is only 6'1". He's not this 6'5" quarterback that can see everything, right? So if you shift the pocket and give him a little more vision to one side of the field, allow our offensive linemen to know, hey, we can shift a little bit heavier to this side because this is where our quarterback's going. It just helps the offensive line with their blocking. And it allows Minshew, hey, if you see an opening, just take it. Take it and use your legs. And so
and I think and I brought it up, I think our last show we had, the one play where they clipped his feet at the last second. I think that was going to be a big play by him because like the hole was opening up. I think they were in man coverage, so I don't even think like the defensive backs or anything were really looking at him. He could have really made a big play that play, but he literally got clipped up at the very end. So yeah,
he tried. There were a couple times that he tried. You know what I'm saying? I think there was one to the sideline that he tried to get loose a little bit, and he just ran into the sideline, and then one that his foot got clipped, and so that was definitely one that you move those chains, man. It's a momentum killer for the defense. You think you got everything covered in the back,
then the running back goes,
and you just you kill them with your legs. So that's definitely something that I want to watch out for. Now, one of the biggest things is how do you guys want to see Trey Tucker get more involved? Because this was a guy that we saw flashes in preseason. And this was one of the things that I said, especially with DJ Turner, right? DJ Turner, he finally started to show flashes as a receiver, which we didn't see in past years. He was a good kick returner, great on special teams, but he couldn't contribute in the receiver game. But all of a sudden we see it. But again, it's preseason. It's against second and potentially third stringers. And so how do you translate the success that we saw in preseason to the regular season against starters, right? So here's my question. How do you guys want to see Trey Tucker get involved? Obviously, there's multiple ways. Obviously, you got deep shots. You can get him in the screen game. But do you see potentially Trey Tucker kind of get into that run? We ran that little end around reverse with Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers isn't the biggest. I know. He's not gonna break you off with his athletic skills. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he scored last year on that.
He did.
No, he did. He did. He got busy.
All right. But that's my thing. How do you guys want to see Trey Tucker get more involved in this offense? Because that's our deep threat. That is our speedster. He's the guy that's going to open everything up. How do you want to see him kind of get loose in this offense? Severe, I'll throw it to you.
I mean, kind of as you said. Well, first of all, I'll touch on the Jacoby thing. I think part of the reason you run that play is because at some point we're going to run a pass off that play where Jacoby's going to throw the ball. So if teams are sitting on that, they're gonna pass off that eventually. But yeah, get the ball in his hands wherever you can. I think, and I looked at that play, I don't know, 10, 11 times at least. That screen he ran where he broke a tackle, made a nice move on another guy, got the first down, and Antonio Pierce didn't challenge it, and it ended up being 4th and 1, and then we got stuff there. Getting the ball on wide receiver screens, quick slants. Just whatever you can to get. The guy, he's our kick returner. So, obviously they trust him with the ball in his hand, or punt returners. Obviously they trust him with the ball in his hands to be able to make guys miss in open field. Get him in those type of situations where he can, hey, I got some room. I can make some guys miss. I can use my speed and threaten the defense. You do that with short passes and throw some deep shots, right? Whether you have them in the slot or you have them outside. I like to see them challenge it. Now, obviously, in some of those situations, you're going to probably have to go max protect just to make sure we have some time to do that. But I'm willing to do that, if for nothing else, to show these guys, you know what, you're going to have to defend every blade of grass on this field. We're not going to let you sit on the short stuff.
Absolutely. 100%. Chris, I'll throw it to you. What do you want to see out of Trey Tucker? How do you think we're going to get him involved in this offense on Sunday?
Yeah, it's just, you just got to figure out how to get on the ball, whether it's bubble screens, reverses. But one thing that I do like about Tucker, I feel like he's improved with his route running altogether. So I'm thinking that he has more of the route tree under his belt. So it's not like we don't have to just worry about that. Like, I think he can do a lot of double moves and stuff like that. But, you just have to scheme him open. He's just so fast. Just something as simple as a quick slant is going to put pressure on defenses, especially because you got to think if they're manning up, you got, how many nickelbacks can really keep up with Trey, because you're not going to really be able to press him on the line. So with him being a slot, move him around, just something as simple as a slant or a slant and go or something like that. There's ways to get weapons the ball. You just got to figure it out. But that defense is going to be, they have to figure out what they're going to do with Devontae, because if they're going to just put Devontae man on man, that's one problem that they're going to have to worry about. And then on the other side, it's like, what are you going to do with Bowers? They're going to have to, I think in my last show, Severe was talking about how Kyle Hamilton's probably going to have to shadow Bowers all day. So Tucker should get a lot of one-on-one looks, man. And it shouldn't be too hard to scheme him open. Use his athletic ability and make it happen.
I'm with you. I think there's a chance that if the Ravens want to shut down Trey Tucker, they gotta play him exactly how I think we need to play Zay Flowers. And so we're going to touch on the defensive side. Let's jump over the defensive side. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys rolling through. We got a ton of people in the chat, viewing online. I appreciate you guys. Check in, make sure, hit that like button. Wherever you're watching, hit that like button. Make sure you go over to my guy, Chris, at the Protect the Show podcast. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. You got Severe over at the 805Raider. I'm at a Real Talk Raider Nation. Make sure you guys roll through. Make sure you subscribe. We're always going to be throwing good content to you guys. And let's see, where was that? Dixon Sider. Yes, Chris is looking like he's reporting from training facility. Yes, he is. Now he's in Baltimore. He's going to be at the game. But yes, 100%. He's looking real with his crown and Corona over there. I like it. I like the style.
Starting to sweat a little bit, man.
Chris is extra smart because he's staying at a Holiday Inn Express today. That's why his takes are so good. His takes are so good.
Jack Kenna, we touched on that just a little bit ago. Yes, Whitehair, got to replace Whitehair. He was absolute trash. It's tough, but yes, Andres Pete could be a guy. Hopefully, James Craig and Luke Getsy, they did their due diligence and got ready for Whitehair to be basically taken off that field. Because man, it's going to hurt. Raiders Unleashed, man. I appreciate you rolling through. Boss Raider, appreciate you checking in.
Real quick,
Yep.
can I? So I saw a question or a comment by Raider Rebel, aka Raiders Unleashed, where he was basically, I know it's kind of going backwards, but we were talking about Gardner Minshew on that play
Yeah.
because he was basically talking about how Gardner Minshew threw the ball to a ghost. He was trying to be funny,
Right
called it
here.
Casper.
Right here.
Yeah, severe, man. 'Cause I know you looked at it a lot. You guys are the one that kind of
Yeah.
brought me up to speed to what happened. And once I looked at it, I figured it out, kind of what happened. For someone who probably didn't watch the play that closely, can you explain to them what happened on that play so they
Yeah.
understand, so they don't say comments like that?
Yeah, so I mean, anybody that's played football, they know. Like generally, when you have that kind of coverage, your man, especially like if you think the team is, even if you think they're playing zone, but especially if you think they're playing man, you see that kind of look where the guy is like 8 to 9 yards off. Most offenses have an automatic check. Like you don't have to say anything to the quarterback. The quarterback doesn't
You
have to
just
say
know.
anything to the receiver. Automatic check. We're running the stop route. You maybe take a step toward the DB, then you take steps toward the quarterback. That way, that prevents the DB from crossing your face. If they're going to try to cross your face, they're going to run into you. So what Devontae did is exactly what you don't do. What he did was actually ate up
Ran his
some of the
route.
cushion. Yeah, actually
Yeah.
ate up some of the cushion, and then he just turned around. Didn't even really block the DB from having an angle at possibly picking the ball off if Gardner was to throw it. And then when he saw it was a backwards pass, the guy that was behind him beat him to the
Beat him to
ball.
the ball. Yep.
So that was the second part of it. So I mean, first of all, he should have known this situation. This is what we're running, right? You're gonna run a stop route. You're gonna walk, maybe take one step towards the DB, start working your way back towards me as a quarterback. I'm gonna throw you the ball. That's probably gonna be easy 4 or 5 yards at least, and we stay on schedule. He did none of that, and then on top of that, he didn't make the effort to get the ball until late.
I'm with you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Severe.
Perfectly said.
Broke that down. We're gonna work with that. Dixon Sider. Hey, I want to see them involve Bowers more than Tucker. 100%. Bowers, I think, is going to get his work without question. The thing is that Tucker is that speedster. Tucker is that that guy that could get us 50 yards downfield real quick. So we just got to get him involved. He wasn't involved last week, and so we're just talking about how do you get Trey Tucker involved? Because I think Bowers, without question, is going to get involved, and so we already see people starting to talk about defense. So let's jump to the defensive side. All right. So Chris, I'll throw this one at you. Obviously, we're going against one of if the best dual threat quarterback in the league. How do we stop him? What do you want to see out of our defense in order to stop Lamar Jackson?
The only way to really stop him, and I can't even say stop, but it's like to contain him. You have to have proper gap integrity, man. You got to keep him boxed in. You have to. You got to protect the edge. I love Max Crosby, but one thing about him, if I had to critique him, is he crashes down too much, and he gives up the edge a lot. If he does that on Sunday, it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long game because they do a lot of the speed options and stuff like that. If he crashes down, I'm telling you guys now, we're going to look silly out there because Lamar is just going to kill us. So I'm not looking for a whole bunch of like sacks. Like maintain your gap, maintain that. That's what we got to do. If nothing else, make him throw a whole bunch. He's not the best thrower. He floats the ball quite a bit. But if you let him, run around and catch that edge, we are going to be in trouble. But if we can set that edge, and honestly, I know Severe doesn't like old buddy that we just signed. I'm okay with him getting some snaps because just like I said, I like his motor. And I think, he does have some physical abilities where he's athletic. He hasn't been very productive, but I think he could probably set the edge better than what Tyree can do. You know, because Tyree just doesn't have that umph. He doesn't have that dog in him. So I don't know, man. I as long as we set the edge, I'll be happy. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, one of the things that I know we have to do, and it's to your point with Max Crosby, and he's susceptible to this, is that one of the things is you need to be disciplined enough to have gap integrity, but at the same time, you can't over pursue with your pass rush.
Not at all.
You can only rush to the depth of the quarterback. Max Crosby likes to just fly past at times.
Exactly. That leaves a gap.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you cannot over pursue. If you go past the depth of the quarterback, you're going to
point
running lanes, and you're going to create that distance between you and your next inside defender, that D tackle that's inside of you. If you give Lamar Jackson just a little bit of light, he's going to take it. And so you cannot over pursue, and you guys see the depth of the quarterback. It's one of the things, when I coached back in the day, that was one of the things I stressed with the defensive ends is you can only rush to the depth of the quarterback. You cannot allow him to kind of just step up and now he's got the sideline, because you create that distance from your interior defensive line. And so that's one of the biggest things I want to see when it comes to the pass rush. So Severe, what's your thoughts on the pass rush? How do we get to Lamar Jackson?
I mean, I think very similar to what Chris was saying, man. Max Crosby has a tendency to try to jump into that B gap like all the time, and I think we want to maintain that rush integrity. We don't want to give him any outlets. Keep him in the pocket, kind of make you beat you from the pocket, and if he can do that, the kind of hats off to him. I think having a guy like Christian Wilkinson in the middle, I think that helps tremendously. We haven't had that kind of inside presence before. And then you can kind of force him to the edges, right? If you get that pressure up the middle, you can force him into that to the arms of a guy like Max Crosby. Or if Chason is out there, maybe Chason gets a kind of a cleanup sack like that. I'm just wondering if we're gonna run this. We're running like a 5-man front, or it's like a modified 3-4 a lot of times with Max and Snowden standing up, kind of like the old school Buddy Ryan type of defense. I like to see maybe Palomino get out there, right? Instead of running that maybe go back to a traditional 4-man front, get Palomino out there, just because. And I mean, the guy I'm worried about the most, Brock Bowers had for incredible of a game at Brock Bowers had week 1. Isaiah Likely had a better game, right?
Which you stole from me in that guillotine league, Severe. Appreciate you. Appreciate it.
So he had a better game. And what is the one position we've always struggled covering? The one position we've always struggled covering is tight end. And people were saying before the season, right there are a lot of people that cover the Ravens before the season saying, hey, you know what? Like Mark Andrews is getting a little bit older. He's banged up. Isaiah Likely is the future for the Ravens at the tight end position. And he came out there and if not for some missed throws, I mean, I know Lamar missed them in the end zone.
Oh, that was a touchdown.
on the corner route. And then, of course, that was that last touchdown where he missed it by a sliver of his toe. He would have had an even bigger game. So I think Likely is going to be a problem. But so I think 4-man front, just keep Lamar in the pocket, and then cover everything else in terms of coverage.
So two of the things. Go ahead, Chris. Go for it.
No, I was just trying to think back. What has our history been under Patrick Graham with receiving down the field type tight ends? I was trying to think. Have we generally had? I know as Raiders we've always had trouble with tight ends, but who can we look at last year? And I'm not even gonna count Kelsey because he just kills us. But besides Kelsey, have we had any other tight ends that really killed us under the Graham system? That might be a Severe. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember. I'm trying to think.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
There's nobody.
Not that I can think of. Chat, let us know. Let us know if you could think of tight ends that just kind of took it to us in the Patrick Graham era.
Yeah.
Outside of Kelsey.
Did Taysom have a big game against us? He's not true tight end. Did he have a big game against us that year?
I don't think so. I mean that game we couldn't get past the 50-yard line, so that wasn't that
that didn't matter.
It didn't matter,
Who was
right?
So
Yeah.
Two things that I'll kind of had in chat real quick. If you have a question or something, put hashtag Raiders in front of your comment so it catches my eye. And if you have a question, I could throw it up there. But the two things that I want to see is one, I want to see us. Is it humid as hell over there, Chris? You in Baltimore?
It ain't humid, man. This is Crown Apple. It ain't got nothing to do with
it's hitting early. I like it.
It's hitting, man. It's the Crown Apple is crowning.
It's the
crowning
crown
right now.
It's the crown with the chaser, the Corona. That's the That's the key right there. I like it. So here's my thing is, I think
now
what
you got to drink
have
about
to
805. You talking about remember we talking that I don't drink. You talking about all your new guys don't drink. Look, now you got some guy. You got a guy.
I got a partner now.
Hey, I'm with you, 805. I'm with you.
Let's do it. So here's my thing is I also think you got to try your best to force Lamar where you want him to go. You know, he's a great runner, but if you can pick your poison, I'd rather him try to throw that ball and beat us in the air than hurt us with his feet. And so,
and make him go left. Make him go left. Yeah.
Make him go against his arm. You know, make him go left. If he wants to throw that ball, make it awkward for him, and make him throw across his body. Also, use the sideline to your advantage. If you're on one hash, force him to a sideline. Make
like that, the short side of field.
Exactly. Make that sideline close on him a lot quicker than what he expects or what he wants. And so force him to where you want him to go. And so, you know, those are two things that I want to see. I want to see us kind of dictate where he goes. And if he beats us, you kind of throw your hands up and go, look, it's going to happen. Right. And so force him where you want him to go and make him as uncomfortable as possible. In addition to that, you know, I think there's other ways. There's other ways that we can make his life a little bit harder. Is take away the one weapon that I think they wanted to establish against Kansas City Chiefs, and that's Zay Flowers. I want to see us. Obviously, you got to be physical, right? You got to be physical. You got to smack him in the mouth right out the box. But if you're going to prioritize being physical with somebody or taking someone out the game, I want to see them jam and reroute the crap out of Zay Flowers every chance they got, because they like to hit Zay Flowers on those screens, those short passes, but then they'll also run him across the field. And if you can reroute him, if you can jam him on the line and possibly change up that timing, right, where Lamar Jackson thinks he's got some time to let Zay Flowers get to the other side of the field, and he's not there, or he's not where he thinks he's going to be, and now he's got to bring his eyes down. Now he's looking at the rush, and now he's getting in his scramble mode a little bit. Yeah. I want to see us honestly take the linebackers, take even Isaiah Palomau, a longer, lengthier guy, put him in his face and jam the crap out of him, reroute the crap out of him across the field, and make his life a living hell. And so that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see us take away his number one target and force him to go elsewhere. But then at the same time, force him where we want him to go.
Make him think. You know, make him think. One thing I did like about Patrick Graham, he did a lot of zone blitzes. Like there was a lot of times where you saw the defensive tackle all of a sudden drop back in coverage to take away any quick slants or drags or anything like that. I like that. I like that. Like anything that can make the quarterback hesitate for a second, be like, okay, this isn't what it appears to be, type of thing. I like. So, you know, we always hear about Patrick Graham with an exotic type defense and stuff like that. We're going to have to do stuff like that to make Lamar think more than just react. And once if he's out there just reading and reacting, he's at his best. But when we're out there kind of giving them different looks, confusing them, make them hold on and pat the ball a little more, that's when you start getting the Lamar that makes bad decisions.
And that's the big thing, right? I've always kind of taught this is once you make athletes think, they no longer can be athletes.
Exactly.
Right? Once you make them think, then it just tones them down a little bit. And so to your point, Chris, it's a great point. You know what I'm saying? Like make them think. Severe, were you about to say something?
Now, I was going to say that, we also have to be careful that they don't take the top off of our defense as well. They have some
Yeah.
speedsters. Zay Flowers, obviously. They still have Nelson Aguilar. Tez Walker is a guy that is, that's all. He's a deep threat.
Nelson.
He's a deep threat. But they got Tez Walker out of North Carolina. I think he's a sub 4-4 guy as well.
Okay.
So that they have some speed on the field, and for as good as Kansas City's defense was last year, and for as poor of a game as Lamar Jackson had last year in the AFC Championship game, like Zay Flowers was the one guy, right? Even when he was matched up against L'Jarius Sneed, if not for a stupid penalty, if not for a stupid penalty by him, and then an incredible play by L'Jarius Sneed, like Zay Flowers is the hero of that game. So he's a definite problem. He's a definite problem.
We're talking a lot about Lamar Jackson. We're talking about Zay Flowers, two very dynamic players. Obviously, they added Derrick Henry. What are your guys' thoughts on Derrick Henry as he is kind of in? I think he's definitely on the back half of his career, right? He's not the Derrick Henry of 3-4 years ago. And so here's my question. How much of a threat do you think Derrick Henry is going to be? How much impact do you think he's going to have on this matchup? Severe, I'll throw it over to you.
I'm hoping not much of an impact. I think most of the last game, we were able to kind of keep the run bottled up. We got hit, I still remember with the one big run late in the game, Diablo, I think he jumped in the wrong gap. And then, Adam Butler couldn't shed a guy because he was in the hole as well. But for the most part, we kept the run bottled up. Now, obviously, and they didn't run a whole lot last game either in terms of talking about the Ravens. So maybe they'll try to establish the run early. But if we can put points on the board, and we can bottle up the run, I think they'll put them in a situation kind of where they have to pass. For most of that game, Justice Hill was the far more effective running back because of what he was doing, catching the ball out of the backfield. So if we can kind of put pressure on them and force them to throw the ball, I think we can keep Derrick Henry non-factor. I think he's still getting used to this system, not being the focal point. And, so I'm not too worried about it just because of how well we defended the run last week. But I'm sure Derrick Henry's kind of pissed off about his production, and I'm sure the Ravens want to get him going. So early on, our run defense will be tested. If we hold up to that test well, I think they'll go away from the run. They kind of like they abandoned it last week, especially if we could put points on the board.
Yeah, I'll answer this question real quick. Daniel Kim, I suggest delayed blitzes on the Raider Syndicate show, and shout out to the Raider Syndicate show. You guys are great. Make sure you guys look that up on YouTube if you haven't seen it yet. What do I think? I definitely think you got to run some delayed blitzes, right? When Lamar Jackson's looking downfield and you make him hesitate for a second, to Chris's point, once you make him think, once you make him bring his eyes down and know he now wants to turn into that athlete, you want to be able to have a guy that's going to be in his face. You want to make sure that the O-line, sometimes the hardest thing for offensive linemen is to sit in that pass pro, that pass protect, lock onto a D lineman, but still keep your eyes disciplined. And sometimes you won't see those delayed linebackers or even those twists and stunts.
They go right through.
Yeah, those sometimes those offensive linemen get too locked on into a down lineman or even a DN. You can have that delayed blitz coming around. 100%. You may not want to just bring on clear passing downs. You may not want to bring that instant blitz right out the box. Maybe you want to delay it for that split second. Yeah. Allow those linemen to kind of set their feet. If they have bad eye discipline, you don't catch that linebacker coming, which Cody Whitehair, Daniel Parham is one that is not very good with his eye discipline. Those delayed blitzes are actually are pretty key. So, Chris, I'm going to throw it to you. What's your thoughts? Derrick Henry, how much impact do you think he might have? And are these definitely, I mean, obviously we got to watch out for him, right? He's going to be a feature back, but how much impact do you think he's going to have in tomorrow's game?
So I got to be honest, man. Just from the eye test, Derrick Henry looks washed. He looks washed to me. Like, and I don't know if it's just he's not used to, to being in a shotgun. I'm good. Like,
getting that VIP service.
Hey, you see that, man? Got me a bottle, everything. My man taking care of me, man. Shout out.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but
I do what I
no,
do.
I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? No, but for real, it's like I think that it's like he just looked like he lost a step. Like he looked very slow, man. I mean, just his get off was slow. I mean, I know he kind of still runs straight up. For as big as he is, he's still. Oh my man, I got waters. Hey man, shout out to Baltimore, man. My guy. Hey, what's your name, man? Denver. All right, Denver. Your name Denver. Hey man, talk to the chat. Say what's up, man. Come on, man. Say what's up, man. Hey, chat. What's up? What's up?
What's going on,
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
my
Denver?
What's
boy.
good?
He
What's
looking
up,
out for
Denver?
me, man. Looking
What's
out.
going on, Denver?
Yes, sir. He looking out for me. Shout out to Denver, man. Good looking out. He see my fat ass over here sweating. He gave me a water. My bad. Exclusive content. Exclusive
Hey,
content. That's what happened when you get me on your show, man. But
I
anyway,
like it. I like it.
no. But back to Henry. I just didn't like what I saw. He seemed slow. Of course he runs upright. He's a big boy,
Yeah.
but he don't run like he's not like a true power back. For as big as he is, like he got a crazy stiff arm, but he just I don't know. I'm not threatened by him. Like I said, I think the other back is bigger. Now once it get to like the fourth quarter, um, you know, that's when it's gonna be scary when everybody's tired and you got to come downhill and like Marcus Epps and Trayvon, they don't necessarily take the best angle. So and Diablo, I love Diablo, but he did not play a good game. He was not containing this gap. He was misfits multiple times. So but long story short, I'm not too afraid of him, but we still have to respect him because he's King Henry for a reason. So I'll put it that way.
I'm going to touch real quick on your topic or what you stated about him running upright. That has always been my biggest issue. He's a big,
He is.
solid running back. But do you guys ever see that clip with him and Ryan Clark,
Mm,
the old safety with the Steelers?
yes.
And he was like,
And
if I see
Ryan
you
Clark
in the
was
hole,
right. He was
yeah,
right
100%.
though.
He's like, if I
Yeah.
see you in the hole, I'm winning.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and it wasn't because
I agree.
he's thinking he's going to put him on his ass. No,
He
he's
runs
thinking you run so upright, I know how to
exactly.
get you. And that's the thing with Derrick
If
Henry.
if he ran lower, he would be almost unstoppable.
If he ran with a low pass, like who like I'm telling you right now, the old Mike Allstott.
Oh my
If
God!
he ran like Mike Allstott, where he
All,
could
all,
get that
all
low
you
center
got
of
is
gravity.
all you got is helmet and shoulder pads. That's all you can deal with.
Exactly, like Mike Allstott
Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare.
Man, you're taking it way back. No.
Right.
But that's the thing. Like the thing about as Derrick Henry gets older, his running style is going to kill him. I think
Kill
it
him
beat him up.
exactly.
I think it beat him up
it.
in his early years. Where he just took a lot of bruises, he took a lot of hits, and unwanted hits. Hits that you don't need to be taken as a big 250-pound running back.
Yeah.
At all.
Absolutely.
And so I think because he's kind of in his tail end of his years, right? I give him maybe 3 more years before he's really
I don't
thinking.
see that. I don't see that.
I mean,
you don't even see 3? You see less than 3?
I mean, well, no, I mean, because I see this year being a wake up call. Like I feel like this year, I just don't think he has it, and then next year, they're gonna contemplate like, is he even a starting material? It's just, I mean, because as you guys know, I mean, for running backs, it's always been 30. So how old is he? And he's had more carries than most backs. So his wear and tear, even in college, his wear and tear was a lot. So
I think he turned 30 this year. So I think he'll be 31. Well, I think I think he turned 30 this year. I want to say either this year or last year.
Yeah, so he's probably about 30 this year, but in like running back years.
Yeah,
like that dude's Jay-Z's age in running back years.
Yeah, that dude.
Hey, Felipe, we didn't jinx nobody. All right, we're gonna take out
Joe
Derrick
Biden's
Henry.
age, but
Sleepy Joe's age.
If he ran like the one hit wonder Peyton Hillis. Remember Peyton Hillis had that 1 year
Hey, that year he was cold though.
Hey,
He
he
was
was nasty.
He was
nasty.
dogging everything. So if he ran like
he got on the Madden cover the next
exactly
year, bro.
like
and that's what killed him.
The curse.
I know it was.
But yeah, if he ran low pad level, all power, all you got was shoulder pads, helmets, and knees.
Couldn't
That's all
stop
you saw.
him. You
All
couldn't
you saw was
stop
shoulder
him.
pads, helmets, and knees.
Yep. Hey, Ernest, he set the line over under. Chat, let us know over under 48. Let's see what you got. We'll get into that. We'll get in that in a second. I'll bring that back later in the show. But chat, let us know over under 48 what you got.
Is that the real? Is that the real line set?
I don't know. I could look it up.
I like smashing. He like what? 48.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, man. Let me think.
Let me make some calls real quick.
In Maryland, I can gamble. Let's get it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Hey, severe. Chris, let me know. I mean, I'm in the Vegas area, so I could always throw something down. Hey,
oh yeah, let me know. We'll make it happen.
Hey, but we got over 200 in the chat, guys. I appreciate you guys rolling through. Make sure you hit that like button wherever you're watching. I'm over at Real Talk Raider Nation. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to The Severe Raider. Go over there, hit that subscribe button, as well as Protect the Shield podcast with my guy Chris over there. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that like button. We definitely appreciate you guys. So look, we talked about Derrick Henry. Look, he can go off at any time. He still has it in him. But Severe, to your point, he's new in the system. We'll kind of see one of the biggest things with running backs is you have to understand how your offensive line works, right? You got to get that chemistry with your offensive line. And if you understand how they work, you understand how those holes are going to open up. And I don't think he has that yet. So it definitely plays into our favor. Chris, to your point, he has an upright running style, which in my opinion is just going to kill him as the years go on from. So hopefully we can take advantage of that, smack him in the mouth as soon as he gets that ball. Don't let him kind of get those 3 to 4 steps and kind of get that big body going. Smack him in the mouth early in that backfield, reroute him. One thing
let
that
this
he's
button
not
go.
good at.
Hold on, my bad. I let this button go, bro. Yeah, it's the taco meat about to come out, bro. It's getting hot, bro.
Chris heard over 200 in the chat, and he's like, "Yeah, I gotta start showing up and
Woo,
showing out."
Ladies, hit me in a DM.
Also, lady, I got this sweater from the Shannon Sharp Knocking Boots collection. So
shout out to Shannon though. Hey, my boy Shannon hit 5,000 buttons to get to the IG live. He did. It's not a butt dial, bro. It's not a butt dial, Shannon. We don't believe you. We don't believe you, Shannon.
I'm telling you, he was trying to prove something out there. He was trying to prove a point.
I'm just glad it was a woman. Never mind. Go ahead. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Michelle, whoever you are.
Shout out to Michelle.
That may have been the point he was trying to make. We're not throwing anything out there. Okay.
Yeah, man.
You love who you love.
Man,
hey, it is what it is.
Hey, man, some people. Some people like it that way, dog. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to judge anybody.
Hey, this show right here, we love everybody, all inclusive,
100%,
inclusive and diverse.
It just when you walk in, trust me, I'm not trying to throw shade anywhere, but when you walk into an airport with a tiny little dog, the way you are,
yeah, man, yeah,
it just shows signs of something. Not saying it's a bad thing, okay? I'm making that clear. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Hey, you do what you do, man. Do what you do. Love who you love. You can't help who you love, right?
And you do you.
You do you.
It don't bother none. It don't bother none.
And he did Michelle, so whatever, man.
I'm with you. So let's do this. Let's talk about personnel real quick. All right. There's a lot of concerns with our guy Divine Diablo, our boy Tommy Eichenberg might have a showing if AP's hearing our boy Severe over there.
Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Before I go here, so let me ask Severe, like your disdain for Eichenberg, and you know what? Actually, I want to go there. So Diablo played bad, and I like Diablo.
Yeah.
And it was so, but I know Diablo and Eichenberg don't really play the same position. So I imagine, so if Diablo gets benched or needs to get benched, Who you think comes in? Luke Masterson, or you want to see one of the young boys?
Chat, let us know too. Chat, let us know as well. If Diablo's benched, who do you want to see for him? Severe, go for it.
I'd rather see Amari Burney. I'd rather see it's that athletic profile. I think what he showed in preseason, I think he was much more aggressive, taking on blocks, attempting to shed guys. So I'd rather see Amari Burney. And I'd be joking. I don't hate Tommy Eichenberg. I just hate that we.
You ain't joking. Hey, Severe,
I hate that we drafted.
Severe.
I hate that we drafted Tommy Eichenberg. That's what it is. I hate that we drafted. I hate that.
Bro, hey, Severe, I feel you because that's how I felt about Trey Tucker at first.
Yeah.
Because that was a Darren Waller trade pick. So whoever we drafted, I don't care if it was Deion Jr., like whoever, I didn't want him. So, but you have to get over it at some point, bro. You have to. Spencer Rattler's gone, bro. He's gone.
He is, man. He is.
Hard cooking too.
No, Severe, just stand on it, all right? Because we're gonna talk about it.
Stand on business.
I'm a clown on him every time I get there. Don't make no mistake.
I know you are.
I'm clowning every chance I get until he starts playing well. I'm clowning.
No, look, I'm gonna sit here and say, there's a lot of people talking about Amari Gainer, right? And Severe,
He said Bernie though. He said Bernie.
No, I know. But people in the chat, or there's people saying they want to see Amari Gainer and stuff. And here's my thing, and Severe knows I've been on Amari Gainer for a while. I like Amari Gainer. I think that he had a damn good shot at making this 53. But here's the thing is, I don't know if Amari Gainer is ready right now to get slotted in as an inside linebacker.
For first team snaps, not yet.
If he got some rotation, I think that's okay. But to replace Divine Diablo at this point, I don't know if he's ready. Because again, he was an undrafted free agent. He barely made this roster. Yeah. All right. So that's my thing. Is I don't know if I don't know if I want to see him just thrown into the fire, because as much as he looked good in the preseason, and it's just like I talked about with DJ Turner, right? DJ Turner looked damn good in the preseason, but how's that translate to when you playing against starters in the NFL?
It doesn't.
It takes time.
Look at Caleb Williams, man. Caleb Williams looked great in the preseason, man.
It still takes time. You know what I'm saying? They still need to kind of get their feet wet and understand this game. And so Amari Gainer looked really good in preseason. I have high hopes. I hope that he can produce and establish into something. But I agree. I think Amari Burney might be the better answer.
Hey, can y'all hear the background noise?
Only when you talk. Ironically, only when you talk. Whenever you're not talking, you don't hear anything.
And it's not too bad. We can still hear you.
My bad. They out here having fun, bro. I'm about to go back.
I'm about to take a flight, bro.
Come on, Samir, let's go. Hey, bring that red hat and let's go, bro.
Tell my guy Denver to set out a cooler of water for me, and that would be
Denver. Denver. Hey, look, he gave me Coca-Cola. I don't even drink soda, bro.
Man, Denver,
I got you. Denver, that dude, bro.
Denver's taking care of it.
I don't know if Chris is going back. He might.
I know, right?
I might stay here.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I will say this. In terms of the whole Gainer Burney debate, right? I like Gainer. I think he has great potential long term. I'd love to see him get snaps, defensive snaps. But when it came to the very final preseason game, Burney was not even playing at all. And Gainer played a whole bunch and basically earned his roster spot, I think, essentially based on what he did, or he locked in his roster spot based on what he did in that game. So the fact that Burney wasn't playing at all tells me that he was essentially a lock for this roster already. And that if it comes down to seeing some meaningful defensive snaps, it's going to be Burney before Gainer.
Here's my question is, Chris, let me know when you come back.
I'm here. I just had to move. I had to put my charger in.
All right, cool. Here's my thing is that do you think, because when I saw the Chargers game, the Chargers made a really good adjustment at halftime. And their number one adjustment at halftime is they went after Divine Diablo. They ran right at him. I believe both those long runs were going right at him. That touchdown run went right at him, and they also targeted him in the passing game. They ran receivers into his zone. They crossed receivers past his face. On I believe it was a 3rd and 9 where they ran a receiver right into Diablo's zone, caught the ball, and Diablo missed the tackle. I mean, they were targeting him in the second half, and that's when they started to get rolling. Do you think if Divine Diablo starts to struggle, do you think Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham have what it takes to pull him? Because AP, and now coaches say a lot of things, so I'm not going to hold AP to this, but he said in his press conference that Spillane and Diablo, we're rolling. That's our guys.
Yeah.
We're rocking with them, and he was confident in saying that. Do you think that Antonio Pierce and Patrick Graham, do you think they got what it takes to pull Divine Diablo if he starts showing what he did in that second half of that Chargers game? Severe, I'll throw it to you.
I don't think they'll pull him this game. Yeah, I think it has to get it has to get really bad.
Very bad. Very bad.
He's had their vote of confidence the entire offseason. When Marvin Lewis was talking about some of the standouts from camp, he brought up Divine Diablo. When Antonio Pierce was talking about some linebackers in general, he said Diablo was going to have a breakout year. He's going to be a breakout player. So I think they're going to give him every opportunity to do that before they end up pulling him.
Yeah, Chris, your thoughts? Do you think we might see him pull this game? Do you think AP and PG they got what it takes to pull him if he's playing bad?
Well, no, I think AP will pull anybody if it gets to that point. I don't think he's gonna get caught up in letting the players run the asylum. However, I think he may be a little bit more lenient with linebackers because he feels that he can fix them. So, like he came from that group. He came from that room. So, so he knows them probably more than any other position. So I think he believes in them. I think that he feels that he can coach them up because Spillane is such a great example because Spillane came in as someone that not many of us was super excited about. We saw potential in him, and we know how the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is and how the linebackers really are. But we didn't think that Spillane was going to be what he is with us. At least I didn't. I think Severe may have been high on him. I don't know. But yeah, so like I didn't know too much about him, so I couldn't say. I like Devin Bush, so I was surprised that he outplayed Devin Bush over there. But so I don't know. I mean, that's such a good question. I think he really likes Diablo, so I think he's gonna give him every opportunity to fix it. But if Diablo has bad games, it's gonna get to a point where he'll pull him. But I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon. Like it has to be like, okay, you've truly shown that you can't do this. Now you're done. But that won't happen till like week 8 or so. That's my thought.
And that's tough. I mean, without question, it'll be a tough call for AP or Patrick Graham to have to do that, right? Because once you pull him,
it's over. You can't bring him back.
There were so many question marks going into the season whether or not Divine Diablo was going to take that next step. And if you pull him, I mean that the confidence level just
it's over. It's over. It's over.
So and I guess that's the other part is right. Do we have somebody behind him that could fill in his shoes to make an instant impact? Amari Burney, it's still out there on whether or not he can do it.
It's not Luke Masterson. I know that.
So, based on and look, that was one of the things is we wanted to see could Luke Masterson kind of make a statement in preseason, and he didn't do a damn thing. I mean, and you're talking about, I think it was against the Cowboys, where the Cowboys started all backups against us. They didn't play any starters, and he looked awful. He looked god-awful.
He's not a good football player. He's just not.
And I think that's where it kind of stems from. We tried so much in the past to convert these safeties, right? Masterson converted safety. Divine Diablo converted safety.
Oh, is he? I didn't realize Masterson was safety in college. Where'd he go?
Masterson was a safety. I don't know if he converted in college to a linebacker, but he played safety in at one point in college, and then they converted him over. Yeah. And so
Are you sure you ain't thinking about like Tanner Muse?
So I was going to mention Tanner Muse as well, but no, Masterson was a safety and he converted over in college. And
Oh, no, okay. He converted in college. So
yeah,
okay,
not in the pro.
okay, my bad.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay. All right, my bad.
But then you got Tanner Muse, right? That didn't work out. I mean, you got all these guys in our past that we've tried to convert over to linebacker, and it's coming to a point where it's like, okay, do we stop that trend? Because
just draft a linebacker.
I think we're getting, but I think we're getting to like draft an athletic linebacker. Don't draft a big safety that you can convert.
No, that don't work. Honestly, do we know of any that's actually worked? I mean, do we have any examples?
Well, technically, he wasn't. He played like a safety in college, basically.
Who you talking about, Diablo?
No, my guy that the best linebacker in the league.
Warner?
For the 49ers. Huh? Yeah.
Warner?
Yeah.
So he was a safety.
He was a linebacker technically, but the way Utah State played defense, he was essentially a safety.
Okay.
I mean, it's
all right.
That's a tough one, but Jack Hennis, Severe, he's got a question for you. Off linebacker, Morrow or Bernie, and if yes,
Morrow,
like the old
Morrow that we used to have.
Yeah, I like Morrow.
I hate the fact we got rid of him. I know.
I like.
I like Morrow.
Nicholas Morrow.
Nicholas Morrow.
Was he a converted to safety?
Nah, I don't think so. He was too big. He had some size on him, if I remember right.
He was okay size, but man, he was a stud. He just had injury issues. And
I like
bald.
I know he was an undrafted guy, right? He was an undrafted free agent, right?
Undrafted, He went to the Bears, start balling. The Bears, right?
No, he went to the Eagles.
He had a cool season. He had a cool season with us before.
That last season. But it was that last season. Yeah, he did the same.
Yeah. So, Jack, is that who you're comparing, Nicholas Morrow to Omari Burney?
You gotta be. I don't know who else.
Size wise, I think it's a good comparison. Not necessarily play wise, but off the ball linebacker. I mean, Severe. But what's your thoughts? Real quick
out of those two, I mean, I would prefer Nicholas Morrow, but I think he's with the.
Why I think the Bears?
I think he's still with the Eagles.
The Bills.
He didn't go to the Bears? Are y'all sure he didn't go to the Bears?
I think he went to the Bears first, and then he ended up with the Eagles.
I'm about to say, I remember from us, I swear he went to the Bears. He balled there.
I think he plays for the Bills. I want to say he plays for the Bills.
Right now?
If I'm not mistaken, right now, I believe.
Oh, no, he balled with the Eagles last year.
He had a good year. Remember, I think there was an opportunity for us to bring him back. And
people were talking about it.
He was a free agent for a little while, I want to say. And then for whatever reason, we didn't bring him back. But he's the small school guy too, right? Like, did he play for like?
Oh yeah, it was a small,
like weird, obscure college.
Yeah, yep.
Hold on, real quick, free thinker. You're saying it skipped. I think you've been asking about the IR, and I think someone answered it. But yes, on the IR currently, you got Tyree Wilson's just out. He's not officially on the IR, but you got Malcolm Kuntz on the IR, and then I don't know if there's anybody else officially on the IR.
Just those two officially on the IR.
Yeah, so I think free thinker. I think that was your question. So let me know. I'll look out for you again. Hit that hashtag Raiders. I'll try to find you. But
I got a quick question. Actually, no. Go ahead. I'll bring it up in a second. Go ahead.
No. Go for it.
I'm pretty sure Morrow plays safety though. I'm pretty sure he plays. I'll look into it. I think he plays safety though. I want to say he plays safety in college.
Oh, Morrow did?
Yeah, I think he plays safety in college. I'll look into it. What school did he go to though?
I don't remember. Honestly,
North Carolina Asheville or something like that. Something weird.
Yeah, something crazy.
Hey, Youssef, if Divine Diablo goes back to safety, he's going to go back to not playing in the NFL.
Yeah,
he ain't going back to a safety. He's no way a safety.
Yeah, I know his idol is Cam Chancellor. That's a guy because he's a I want to say he's a fellow Hokie too. But
Cam's a beast. He got that dog mentality.
Cam was a dog. Cam was a dog enforcer.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I think we have to. I think we have to get away from this trying to transition.
Get a guy. Yeah, if you want something, go draft it. That's what I hate, man. Go draft it, bro.
And
Unless he has such crazy measurables or something that like super athletic, then you might give it a shot. But that's why I asked y'all earlier. Like, I don't know any examples of someone that really like transitioned and made it work from a safety to linebacker.
and it's so hard to identify because who was that kid out of Clemson a couple years ago? I think it was Simmons.
Yeah,
Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons was a monster in college. I loved him. Isaiah Simmons was so fire that it made me think that Tanner Muse had a chance. That's how fire Isaiah was. I'm like, he could be like him when he grows up, man.
Yeah.
They both was trash.
But it's crazy because it just now again, I think one aspect a lot of people don't think about or consider is coaching, right? You got to get into the right system that's going to coach you up. But I mean, he went to Arizona and he just struggled. He struggled. He didn't turn into that just dominant linebacker force that everybody thought he was just going to be a ball hawk and just.
I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot in college.
100%. Because it was kind of.
I would have traded up for him.
He was in that transition phase to where I think a lot of teams were transitioning from that traditional, Brian Urlacher type of linebacker to now more athletic linebacker because the tight ends were starting.
Urlacher's not a good example. Urlacher was athletic, bro.
Did Urlacher play safety? Did Urlacher play safety in college?
I don't think so, but Urlacher was fast as hell. Urlacher was not a good example. Maybe what's the name? Luke Hakeley or whatever like that. Maybe something like that.
Luke Kuechly? Luke Kuechly was a linebacker this whole time.
Yeah, but Urlacher was athletic as hell, man.
You're right. He was
fat. He was probably like a 4'5" guy. Urlacher was athletic, man. People forget.
He was athletic. I'm with you.
I liked Urlacher a lot. My bad. Go ahead.
But I guess my thing is like, getting away from those big kind of, let's go old school, right? I'm gonna go even more old school, right? Zach Thomas, right? Like those Chris
Philbin.
So getting away from those, and now you're trying to find those linebackers that can cover tight ends because now tight ends are becoming so much more athletic. And
good point.
I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to convert bigger safeties to the linebacker position. And I think, man, we've had such bad history with trying to attempt that. We got to get away from it. So
that's a good point. That's in today's game, someone like Steve Atwater would have tried to convert him to a linebacker.
I mean, do you think that's what they potentially might try to do with our 7th rounder, Trey Taylor?
He's not big enough.
He becomes more of a box linebacker. I mean, I think he's still like 220. You get him to 230.
How big is he? How big is he?
He's like 220.
He's not super physical though, is he? I mean, he come up, but line. Because honestly, I think Diablo in college was a hitter, but it's something different about taking on them blocks, man. Taking on them that's why I didn't like Amari Burney at first because in fact, he was a convert, right? Wasn't he a safety?
I think that's Severe. I think that's what Severe was going to try to look up from him in college.
For Bernie, I don't know. Bernie, I think he played linebacker in college as well.
He did play linebacker in college, but I don't know if he was converted because he played linebacker at Florida.
Yeah, he played linebacker at Florida. Remember, you was talking about how I think y'all keep talking about, or maybe it was rundown. Talking about how Brock Bowers cooked him, like how Brock Bowers.
Cooked him a lot.
I think Urlacher played safety. I want to say I'm pretty sure Urlacher played safety. I'm pretty sure Nick Moreau played safety. I don't know if Bernie started or was recruited as a safety and moved in college.
I feel like he was because I feel like when we drafted him, that's why I gave him like a mulligan at first because I'm like, okay, he got to realize as a linebacker you got to take on blocks because when I first saw him, I'm like, he was scared of contact. That's why I was so off Bernie. I remember I watched it live with Rundown. I'm like, get this clown out of here, bro. I was so out.
Chris was hitting the Crown and Corona real hard. He was like,
I was. Out of here. Get him the hell out of here. Yes.
Hey, real quick, we're Daniel Kim. I think he's talking about just Zeus's vision. His vision, be able to find the cutback lanes and trying to just kind of find his way through this offensive line. One of the biggest things with running backs is you got to.
I don't want to hear none of y'all. I don't want to hear none of y'all talk bad about Zeus except me, because all you guys told me that running backs grow on trees. They're a dime a dozen. That's what all y'all told me last year. Instead of giving him Brandon Faison money, we had a running back. I don't care what
Josh Jacobs gets 5.5 a carry, right, Chris?
Yes, he got 5.3.
5.3.
Yeah, 5.3. And now Severe is about to tell you some little line that he practices in the mirror. I don't care. My bad. Sorry.
Severe. I want to hear what
one fish, two fish. Josh Jacob is foolish.
Severe, I want your take real quick while Chris takes a couple more sips of that Crown, so he gets.
Yeah, I'm about to finish that shit because y'all get me fired up.
Look, the way Chris playing, he gonna be thin enough to play linebacker in a minute himself. We gonna throw him out there. He have to be. Let him go out there and hit somebody.
Hey, that's how I'm feeling now. Shit.
On a different level.
Facts.
But yeah, man, like I think it's overstated how big the holes were at Georgia. I mean, I watched a lot of Zamir White at Georgia. Actually, his vision wasn't really an issue from what I watched at Georgia too, and the attacking cutback lanes wasn't really an issue either. I think maybe the speed.
Because they were there.
Yeah, I mean they were there in week 1 too. I just don't think I talked about that play early when he had the opening to the left side.
But the thing is, like I think a good running back I don't think the average running back sees that. I mean, I know it was open, but I feel like if you don't have that natural instinct, you're not gonna see that. I just don't think he has it. But like if the hole is there, he's golden.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Okay, for instance, if he had the line back when we had like KO and Hudson and who's on the other side, that line,
was it Langston Walker? Nah, it wasn't Langston Walker. It was the other guy, the guy that got from the Jets. I want to say no, the guy he's from the Jets, big light skinned guy. Forget his name.
Not Khalif Barnes. I hated Khalif Barnes.
I hated Khalif Barnes.
I hate it. I don't know why.
I want to say we have the big light skinned guy we got from the Jets. I believe. I can't remember his name.
I didn't talk about that. Yeah, if he had that
power scheme though, that was a power scheme though. Yeah, that was a power scheme. So,
to me, don't you think that like he was better because of the power scheme? It's like the hole is there or it's not. But with the zone, you really gotta dissect and you gotta time it. Like you gotta be like, okay, the hole is gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be here, but in about 2.2 seconds, it's gonna be on the C gap.
It goes back to that anticipation. Like you have to see it develop
before it happens. I don't think he has that. But at least in the power scheme, it's like, okay, Dylan Parham beat his guy. I can run off his butt. You know what I'm saying? Like as a running back, that's what you look at. You look at your offensive lineman's ass.
You see your offensive lineman's butts. That's
where you go. You go off their ass. That's what they teach you.
And there's two different ways. There's two different ways of reading, and that's the hard part, especially if you in a system. And that's Lou gets you run nothing. It was really nothing but zone. Even on that 4th and 1 early in the first quarter, he basically ran his own scheme with a power running back set. I mean, it was a really weird combination.
Yeah, it was a pistol. He was a pistol, wasn't he?
Yeah, but both Michael Mayer came downhill to lead block, and you got Zeus. He basically was trying to run a power run scheme, but then our offensive line was just zoning it.
I think somebody in chat had to Austin Howard.
Austin Howard,
yeah.
Austin Howard was the guy.
Forgot about it.
I said Langston Walker. That's late.
Yeah,
that's
way
back.
Jack Cannon, we'll try to get back to your question real quick, but we'll finish up this running back discussion. But that's the thing is for me, I just don't know if Zeus, because there was probably 3 or 4 opportunities where Zeus could have cut back against the grain. The lineman washed everybody down.
That's not him, man. That's not
he couldn't do it. That's why. Is there a chance? Is there a chance that Alexander Madsen starts to kind of chip away at this role?
By far, he is the best running back we have since we let our running back go last year.
No,
Man,
what you sound like?
Chris is
You
on.
sound like?
I like it.
No,
Oh man,
no,
hey,
Chris,
Baltimore, get ready.
sounds
Chris
like
is on one today.
Chris sounds
Going
like
down.
those Aiden O'Connell fans that every time
Nah.
we should have been starting AOC. AOC is the guy. Look at Gardner Minshew. His pregame speech isn't serious enough. Look at his mustache.
Hold on, Severe. So you can't look. You don't got no credibility because you don't like AOC just like I don't. So you ain't got no.
I don't.
You can't even say that with
like
your
his
chest.
fans.
I got you. I was like, you can't even say that confidently.
But look, I think it was time to move on from Josh Jacobs. I think somebody put earlier he averaged 3.3 yards per carry last year. I'm not paying a running back $14 million a year for
Why?
I ain't giving nobody.
Though?
I'm not giving out lifetime achievement awards, bro. The NFL is what have you done for me lately?
But
what he did lately was
I'm not
get hurt and play bad.
No, but my thing is like we're talking about a difference of like $2 million, bro. We gave it to Brandon Faison.
No, but the thing is though, I actually think the Raiders gave him a damn good contract because I think there was no chance of Josh Jacobs coming back because he went for.
He felt disrespected.
I think so. There was something going on behind the scenes because if you take into consideration the tax situation here in Nevada versus Wisconsin, he technically would have gotten more money here in Nevada.
Than
he would have in Wisconsin. So there was something going on behind the scenes that he just didn't want to be here. Yeah. There's something going on behind the scees. He didn't want to be here.
No, I think he wanted to, but he felt disrespected. That's where I'm at. He felt, and like I said, it goes back to playing in the preseason at the Hall of Fame game, like little stuff like that. And I know as a man, it's like I can only imagine how the conversation went. They said, "Josh, we want you here long term, but we need you to have a good year this year." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna prove myself and have a good year." What did he do? He led the league in rushing.
Yeah.
And I imagine at that point they were like, "You know what? You did good, but I need you to do it again." We're like, "Whoa, what are we talking about here?" It's principle. At some point, it's like it's principle, man. It's like, what are you doing? Because if it was any other position, like Derek Carr became the highest paid quarterback ever at one point, based off of playing decent on his contract year.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, it was a bad start with Josh McDaniels when they actually had Josh Jacobs play that one full preseason game to start, like
the Hall of Fame game.
Like you, so
that's an extra. That's an extra game. I was at that game. It was an extra game. It wasn't even a full preseason game because that year preseason games were only 3. We got an extra game in the Hall of Fame, so that game didn't even matter. And
that's what I'm saying. Like that's you already starting bad blood.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like you're already starting bad blood by putting in Josh Jacobs in a meaningless preseason game.
Exactly.
You allowed him the whole time.
What was Chris saying when I was going? I know he's talking some reckless nonsense about.
Hey man, I'm talking facts, baby. I'm talking facts.
Severe went away real quick.
Let me see. Let me
Severe went away real quick just to gear up for
this. No. He went to practice his speech. He got a speech that he would go to the mirror.
Let me see what Chris said. Chris probably said, "Oh, Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing." He probably said something about that. It's the one time Josh Jacobs in a contract year, the one time his entire career he plays all 16 or 17 games, happened to be in a contract year all of a sudden, and then he wants a long-term contract. Unfortunately, we don't give him a contract because what happens the very next year? He comes on, plays like trash, and misses more games. He's not. He
averages 15 games per season, bro. Don't give me that. Don't give me that injury. Don't give me that injury bug.
At 3.8 yards per carry for his career.
Hey, he had 5.3 the other day.
That's dragging up his average. Dragging up the average.
We need to get through Sunday so Chris gets off on this 5.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait.
Who's Green Bay playing? I want to say, who are they playing?
They're playing.
Whoever they are, they're gonna run the hell over them. How about that?
They got
the Colts, I think.
They got Willis.
Yeah, Jordan out of there.
The quarterback. Yeah, they got Malik
Willis.
That's okay. Better run the ball.
Watch what JJ do. Watch what JJ do.
Okay, so let's do this though.
Get outplayed by the who's the backup running back?
Because
it don't matter. He gonna play.
I'm whoever the backup running back is in Green Bay. I'm streaming them on. I'm streaming whatever daily fantasy. I'm streaming that dude because JJ gonna get up there and play trash, and they're like, "Yo, bro, you."
Oh, JJ about to get busy, bro.
Number, whoever the number is, number 31, get in the game, bro. JJ in it.
Who's the kid that got injured? Who's that backup running back that got injured over there at Green Bay?
Oh, I don't even know.
The backup injured too? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Let's go, JJ. Let's go, JJ, because my boy JJ, he healthy, baby. Let's go.
About to pad stats like a mug. Oh, but to answer Jack Kenneth's question earlier, if it's Masterson or Bernie, it's Bernie all day. It's Bernie. I ain't touching Masterson.
Masterson is 100%. Weak, man. I've been telling y'all Masterson was weak. I wanted Curtis Bolton.
Masterson is small and slow. How are you undersized and slow?
How you both? Pick a struggle, bro. You can't be broken ugly. You can't be broken ugly. Pick a struggle. You can't be slow and undersized.
Let's do this. Hey, I couldn't even get the question out before Chris. Chris said Masterson's taking over. Okay, or not Masterson. Matson. All right. I couldn't even get the question out, and Chris is all over. So, Severe, do you think Alexander Madsen has a chance at taking over Zeus's spot here? Not next game, not tomorrow, but in the near future. You think he's got a chance? Chip away at him.
I think he has opportunity. I mean, if Zeus doesn't play well, obviously he has opportunity. I think Antonio Pierce alluded to that the other day in one of his pressers, where he's like, whoever's performing. I think that essentially it was an open competition. I think Zeus came in with the edge in the competition, and he ended up winning out in the competition. But I think it was an open competition, and it was a real world possibility that Madison could have opened the season as a starter. But I think that Zeus won the job. I think that he'll do enough to hold off Madison and prove that the Raiders made the correct decision by letting Josh Jacobs go and saving that money.
That money went to Brandon Faison, folks. That money went to Brandon Faison on an injury settlement, bro.
Brandon Faison's got something on this front office. I don't know how the hell he continued to stay on this. He made the 53. As
much as Severe talk about Eichenberg, he be letting Brandon Faison slide, and that's Josh Jacobs' money, bro. And he don't say Severe don't say nothing about that, man. Don't let Severe
Brandon Faison. I criticize Brandon Faison, but we have seen Brandon Faison play in the league. I ain't seen Tommy Eichenberg in the Raiders uniform, bro. He don't even know if his pads fit. He don't know if the pads fit, bro. He don't touch them.
Oh, man.
The only time we saw him was on media day,
bro.
But to Daniel Kenneth's point, 100%. Let's watch that yards per carry average when November, December hit in Green Bay. Josh Jacobs is going to get a rude awakening playing outdoors in Green Bay and minus.
Why y'all think JJ is soft, bro? You know what, man? I ain't doing this today, man. I'm not doing this.
No. You still doing it. You're going to keep doing it.
I am.
Jab at it. That's what we're
y'all going to piss me off. Let's start another fantasy game. Let's start another fantasy league. I'm going to draft. I'm about to play Madden. I'm about to go trade for Josh right now.
Hey,
Josh
chat.
Get injured first carry.
Hey, chat, just start poking away at Chris over there, man.
No, chat, y'all got my back, man.
10 a.m. tomorrow, Indianapolis. Okay, I'm tuning into that game.
And it's a good.
I thought this is Protect the Shield, not Protect the Players podcast. I feel you. You talking about me? No, hey.
Talking about AJ. Talking about AJ Dillon is hurt, right? You talking about AJ Dillon?
AJ Dillon.
Right?
I was saying.
The quad.
Severe point to put AJ Dillon up.
Nah, it's the other guy. The other guy.
No.
Guy was.
Wait, hold on. 805.
Because this 805. That's the fourth string. Because it's AJ Dillon. It's Josh Jacobs. AJ
805.
Dillon,
hold on.
Marshawn Lloyd, and then it's the other guy. Who was the other guy that was cooking?
805.
The guy was cooking more than Jacobs.
Yeah, because they pissed me off, man. Because last week I was minding my own business. I was minding my own business in LA. I wasn't bothering them because I'm not used to the game coming on early. I'm not even watching the game. Severe, rundown, all them.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs
I'm
started
looking
off
up right
slow.
now.
They were all in
Ooh,
my DM. They was all in my
And I
DM
think he
telling me,
fumbled too. I think he
ooh,
yeah,
fumbled.
they was
Like,
all.
ooh.
I got it back.
They was all in my DM.
My guy Emmanuel Wilson out of Fort Valley, averaging 11 and a half yards per carry, killing the game.
Oh man,
Look, AL5. I was minding my own
the Fort
business.
Valley.
Hey, I was on my way to Fig
The
Street. I
mighty
was
Fort
minding my own
Valley.
business. I was going to Fig Street, minding my own business. And all of a sudden, I got Severe in my DMs telling me how bad Josh is doing. But Josh, what did Josh do? Like a real professional, he stepped it up in the
What
second
did Josh,
half and got 5.3 yards per carry.
what
That's
did
more than
Josh,
Emmitt Smith. That's more than Emmitt Smith got for his career.
what did Josh do? Like a real professional, he
Man.
made sure he padded them stats when contract talks come up. What is Fort Valley? What is the Fort Valley State football? What is
No, it's the Fort Valley. Severe.
He
The
said,
Fort
"What's their
Valley.
mascot?" It's a pioneer,
the
bro.
Fort Valley State
Oh,
Wildcats
man.
about to run wild. He running wild on these cats.
Hey, 805, don't listen to this dude, man. No, he's a scam artist,
I
man.
like
He's a
it.
scam
I like it.
artist.
I love
He's
it.
you know he talks poetically, but he's a scam artist. They was all in my DM. I was minding my own business. I was going down to Fig Street,
Hey,
and then it was all in my business.
Hey, there's almost 300 in the chat, and guess what? Everybody's going to be eyeing Josh Jacobs tomorrow, and everybody's going to be getting in Chris's DMs on.
No, I'm on y'all's net.
What happened.
I'm in y'all's net.
Emmanuel Wilson, fantasy. Emmanuel Wilson.
Lock it up.
Yeah,
Bold prediction.
he's rostered. He's rostered in 1.3% of all leagues.
0.6% of leagues. He's in for a huge day. Huge day. He's going.
I love it.
Nah.
I love it. Hey, just so you guys know, this is what you're going to get. Pull up to the
Oh,
show
yeah.
every single time. I think we're going to be hitting Tuesdays. We're going to try to do Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to definitely do a lead up to the upcoming game. This is what I want. I want Chris.
Hot, bro. I'm hot.
I want Chris to have fun in Baltimore. So we're gonna let him go. We're gonna let him roll and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you both. You guys showing up again. Almost 300 in the chat.
This was a good week. This was a goodie right there. Everybody that's here on their mind, make sure you guys take a second, go to Real Talk, go subscribe to him, and then of course go to 805Raider and subscribe to him. It only takes a second, man. We're not asking for no money, man. Just go subscribe to them, hit the noti bell, and just give us a thumbs up. That's all I'm asking for you guys. Shield Squad, I love y'all. Y'all tough in these streets. But but my thing is, but if Severe keeps talking about Josh Jacobs, I'm unfollowing. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all can unfollow him. You know what I'm saying?
Emmanuel Wilson.
Never mind. Don't, you know what? Don't go to Severe. Just go to 805's page, man. Forget Severe, man.
I love it. I love it. This is gonna be. Hey, we're gonna have a fun season. No matter what the Raiders do, us three. We'll see. We'll see if anybody else. There's great content creators out there. If everybody else wants to jump on and have fun with this one, but man, us three, I think we're gonna have fun all season. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be real. Again, our takes may not be popular. It may not be what everybody likes, but at the end of the day, we're gonna keep it real. It's 100%. We're gonna keep it real, and we're gonna talk to it.
And we know football. Us three know football. Like a lot of them content creators, they Madden players, bro.
Yeah.
We
know
100%.
football. Like we could I could talk the details with the best of them.
Yeah.
And I know. I mean, my man 805 is a coach, and Severe knows it. He knows everything except Josh Jacobs. He has credibility about everything except Josh Jacobs, bro. That's the only thing we beef on. Not a Severe. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Hey, we just know that you'll never get some Madden simulations on this channel. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm just
nah, you won't. But I can play Madden. I whoop y'all's ass in Madden too.
Hey, Red Man, I didn't even Raider. See, they brought the Red Raider hat out of me, man. I was trying. Where's the red hat? I was trying. It's hanging up. It's hanging up by the. I I was trying to chill on the red hat.
Yeah,
Man,
you was mellow. You was mellow. You came in mellow
hey,
today.
Then he brought up Josh Jacobs, man, and then
That's your fault, man. I was minding my own business, bro.
Look,
I was minding my own.
Little ass boy coming through. Josh Jacobs has 13 kids. My goodness.
Hey, man.
Hey, Chris is gonna be at the game tomorrow.
I'll be at the game. Shout out to Josh Jacobs and his kids. He getting his club Shay Shay on. Shout out to Michelle.
Exactly.
Shout out to Michelle, bro.
Hey, free thinker. I might do it maybe, but I'm not a big fan of going live on the show or during the game. I said this to you guys before. I'm the one that I rewind too much. I fall behind. So I definitely do a recap after the show. I might go live tomorrow after the show and just do a recap. I do a breakdown. I post a video on it. So I'll do that for every game. But I don't know. I might go live. I don't know, Severe. I don't know what you up to tomorrow if you want to, but I'll hit you up. But might do a live tomorrow after the show. But again, hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat, all you guys. Again, almost 300 in the chat. Hit that like button. Hit those notification bells. Go to everybody's channel. Real Talk Raider
It's
Nation.
the most fire show on YouTube, and we're just getting started, bro.
Protect the Show podcast.
Severe
Raider. We gonna do this.
I got block him. Ernest Biaggi block. Get
what he say? He said, "Hey Jack, you got wait what?"
Nah. The second comment.
Oh, what else? What else Ernest saying? Nah,
JJ get 84 yards tomorrow. Nah, bro.
He said, "Who will?"
Oh, JJ get 84 yards tomorrow.
Yeah, well, shout out to Ernest with 2 touchdowns, with 2 tutties, averaging 5.4, and then y'all got to make excuses.
And man, you gonna get 84 yards on 32 carries.
with one long of like 56. That's what's gonna happen.
Y'all, hey man, the haters. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I love Shield Squad. Y'all got my back, Shield Squad. What up?
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Chris, enjoy the game. I hope you guys. I heard there's a ton of stuff going on in Baltimore for this game. The Raider Nation is going to turn out big, and so I want to make sure. Hold on, Jack Ken is coming through. Another question: do you dislike
another question? Damn,
West
Jack had all day,
man.
Why you gonna wait till the last second, Jack? Shit.
Here, let's do 2. Over under Devontae Adams 100 yards, real quick. Over under 100 yards, Devontae Adams.
Under.
I'm gonna go under as well.
I'm actually with it. I think I'm gonna go under. Okay, another question: do you dislike the rest of the AFC West teams? Please jump on my Wednesday show. All right, you do a Wednesday show. Okay. The Wild
West show. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he been in there with Captain Jack.
Oh damn! I've been missing that. Okay, for sure, man. I got to check you out.
Yeah, hey, everybody
hold on. But what time it come on? Because my show come on on Wednesday too. So
I got a phone and a tablet. I got both of y'all.
Okay, there we go.
I got a phone, a tablet, and a laptop.
I like Jack. Jack, my boy, man.
But real quick, do I dislike the rest of the AFC West teams? You bet your ass I hate the rest of the AFC West teams. Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs. You out the building. We're gonna beat you guys up this year. We're gonna make sure it happens. And so,
all right, 805. Tell that. You know what? Look, it's not only about like disliking them, but like I really do not think the Chargers are good. Everyone knows how I feel about like we just didn't play well, but I think they're trash. I think the Broncos are trash. So I really think even if we will lose tomorrow, there's no reason we should not win the next 3 games. So after 5 games, we should be 3-2. That's all I'm saying.
We should be, and the only upside, it's going to be a battle tomorrow, but the only upside that I can kind of see is we got a very winnable Carolina game, and we have now a very winnable Cleveland game.
And after that, we got Denver. After that, we got Denver. That's what I'm saying. 3 in a row. And then all of a sudden, y'all going to be Gardner fans after 3 in a row.
And Zamir fans.
And Zamir fans.
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about Zamir. You asked for too much, bro. You asked for too much.
Yeah. That vision's gonna come to him. All right. That's what's gonna happen.
He switched up quick. I
did. That smile went off real quick. I was like,
hey, and he's gonna average 5.3 yards a carry.
No, he won't. I hope he does.
5.4.
No, that's why 5.4. Hey, no, look, I told Severe when they was all in my inbox, I was like, I'm looking forward to Zamir getting 5.4 tomorrow. It was Zamir. Hey, Severe was quiet. You know, Severe was quiet all Sunday. He ain't mess with me.
Quiet.
He ain't mess with me, bro.
Quiet.
You know,
That was quiet.
Bold statement. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys. We just peaked over 300. Hit that like button. Chris, enjoy your time out in Baltimore, man. Enjoy the game. Show those Baltimore fans what Raider fans are about, man. 100%. Beat it loud. Make it live. We know you will be.
oh yeah.
A couple people, everybody in that chat. I appreciate you guys rolling through. Make sure you come through. We're gonna hit you guys on Tuesday. Maybe Severe and I might do something after the game tomorrow, depending on what our schedule.
Y'all need to do it.
Yeah, but hey, Chris, after the game, hey, depending on the time, if you are back, just let me know. I know you're gonna be. I know you're gonna get crazy.
I know Chris gonna be.
You don't want me. You don't want me tomorrow. You don't want me after the game, bro. You don't want me after the game.
I think
Chris on Shannon time tomorrow after the game.
Exactly. I'm trying to find a Michelle. I'm gonna be looking for a Michelle tomorrow.
Man, we know what Chris is on. He's already pre-gaming the day before the game with that Crown and Corona.
Where Michelle at? Yeah.
Man, Chris is gonna be on those CCs, the Crown and Corona. Man, it's a good combination.
But I will say, but I will say, if we do win, I'm gonna lock in with y'all. How about that?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Sure.
All right, guys.
Or if Josh Jacobs gets over 100 yards,
shoot.
we're gonna have a special edition.
If Josh Jacobs gets over 100 yards, everybody in the chat, all 300 of you, look for us going live tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have something to say. Because running back grows on trees.
Josh Jacobs gonna be shut down the whole game. He gonna have 188-yard carry. Be like, I told you, the boy Josh Jacobs.
And I'll tell you right now, if Zeus gets over 100 yards, Chris, you better come back.
Oh yeah.
I'm turning my phone off. Leave me alone. All y'all gonna be on block. I'm blocking all y'all.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, can't get right. He's saying receipts are taken. It's gonna be
all right. Yeah, we got receipts, bro. I stand on everything I say.
I'm telling you. Hey,
lost. Okay, what did he say? We hunting Ravens. Hey, shout out to Los Angeles Raiders 11. That's my guy, man. That's my guy.
No,
he loves ALC though. Yeah, I'm not gonna let him forget that. He's cool though. He's cool because me and him we talking to DM. But I'm never gonna forget you was trying to come at me about the ALC shit.
Hey, we don't see him because LA Raiders.
Where he live at? He live out there in Vegas?
No. He's from my area. We went to the same high school. He's a year older than I am.
Okay. No, I like him. He good people.
Yeah.
So no, hey, Chris. You already got the party started. You already got the crown and Corona, man. So you living right now.
Yeah, I've been doing lives for 4 hours, man. I'm tired of talking to y'all. It's time for me to act up
the whole time. He been drinking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sweating, bro. I feel like I'm working out, bro. That's how you know you fat when you sweat and you ain't did enough. I've been sitting here. I'm sweating, bro.
That Baltimore weather's no joke, right? I'll give you a little something.
Facts.
Yeah.
So. Hey, do your thing, man. Get out there, enjoy it. Severe, I'll link up with you. We'll try to see if we pull something out. But hey, everybody in the chat, I appreciate you. Go over to Protect the Show podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Go to The Severe Raider. Make sure you subscribe. My channel's Real Talk Raider Nation. Come back. We're gonna hit you guys maybe after the game, but definitely on Tuesdays to recap our Ravens versus our Raiders matchup. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you guys on the next one. We're out.
Emmanuel Wilson.